It's about who is not in the room and then asking yourself why.
You know, you look at things like Most Powerful Women and all the franchises we do, you know, Change the World, things like that, where we really, you know, give plaudits to people for taking these very actions that were, you know, that we praise and then, you know, subsequently we don't really necessarily do it ourselves.
Having diversity language as enforceable is important because it shows that we aren't merely viewing the problem as something cosmetic. As we've seen throughout the years covering the tech industry, these companies have failed to significantly increase the diversity of their workforce, partly because there's no real consequences if they don't. Having some accountability would be a major positive step for us. It would also signal to the world that, like so many of our journalism colleagues at other respected news outlets, we take this issue really seriously.
Because we are, at the end of the day, storytellers. So if you don't have different perspectives, people who come from different walks of life, in order to empathize with the stories that we are telling, then you're losing out on an opportunity to actually amplify the voices of those who usually go unheard.
So I'd like to see Fortune Management pledge to hitting those kinds of targets and hitting those kinds of goals and diversifying the composition of their newsroom.
Committing to diversifying our workplace will add a wealth of ideas and benefit collaboration. It'll help our lists, our conferences, and any new projects that we're putting out. It's not just beneficial for staff, but for our readers too.
The one thing I think Fortune should be able to do is examine its own history, its own legacy, and make different decisions going forward.
Well, I think that's great, but Fortune is working on policies related to diversity. This doesn't have to be an either or situation. We can have both.
A policy is goals. A contract is enforcement. And if we can't enforce what we're saying we're doing, then what are we really doing?
Diversity inclusion has to be a commitment. It has to be written. It has to be clear. Otherwise, it just won't happen. How do we know? We'll look at the world.